Today we discussed Maslow motivation theory, hierarchical needs. Let's learn. Maslow wanted to understand what motivates people. He believed that individual process a set of motivation system unrelated to rewards or unconscious desires. Maslow in 1943 stated that people are motivated to achieve certain needs. When one need is fulfilled, a person seeks to fulfill the next one, and so on. The earliest and most widespread version of Maslow's hierarchy of needs include five motivational needs, often depicted as hierarchical level within pyramid. That is the base of psychological needs, that is food, water, warmth, that is, and safety needs. These two needs are called basic needs. And third is belongingness and love needs. And esteem needs, these two needs are called psychological needs. And self-actualization, that is the self-fulfillment needs. This five stage model can be divided into basics or deficiency needs, that is called basic needs because these needs are most important for any human being to survive. That is physiological, safety, love and esteem, and growth need, that is self actualization. The deficiency or basic needs are said to motivate people when they are unmet. Also, the need to fulfill such needs will become stronger the longer the duration they are denied. For example, the longer a person goes without food, the more hungry they will become. One must satisfy lower level basic needs before progressing on to meet higher level growth needs. When these needs have been reasonably satisfied, one may be able to reach the highest level called self actualization. Every person is capable and has the desire to move up the hierarchy towards a level of self actualization. Unfortunately, progress is often disrupted by failure to meet lower level needs. Life experience, including divorce and loss of job, may cause an individual to fluctuate between levels of a hierarchy. Maslow noted only one in 100 people become fully self actualized because our society rewards motivation primarily based on esteem, love, and other social needs. The original hierarchy of needs, five state model, includes biological or physiological needs, that is air, food, drink, shelter, warmth, sex, sleep. That is a basic and biological, and that is physiological need. And the safety need second, protection from elements, security, order, law, limits, stability, freedom from fear. Social need, belongingness, affection and love from work group, family friends, romantic relationship. Esteem need, achievement, mastery, independence, status, dominance, prestige, self-respect, respect from other. And fifth is self-actualization need, realizing personal potential, self-fulfillment, seeking personal growth and peak experiences. The expanded hierarchy of need. It is important to note that Maslow's 1943-1954 five-stage model has been expanded to include cognitive and aesthetic need. Then it is seven, and later transcendent needs. That is total eight needs. That is revised in 1917. Changes in the original five-stage model are highlighted, include a seven-stage model and an eight-stage model, both developed during the 1960s and 1970s. That first is biological, I have also discussed, and physiological needs, that is air, food, drink, shelter, warmth, sex, sleep, etc. Safety needs, protection from elements, security, order, law, limits, stability, etc. Social need, belongingness and love, work group, which we respect, we um, wanted to love from work group, family, affection, relationship, etc. Esteem needs, self-esteem, achievement, mastery, independence, status, dominance, prestige, managerial responsibility, etc. That is esteem needs. And fifth is cognitive needs. That is expanded hierarchy needs. And learn revised. That is fifth hierarchical needs I learned before, and then learn. Fifth is cognitive needs, knowledge, meaning, etc. And aesthetic need, appreciation and search for beauty, balance from etc. Self-actualization need, realizing personal potential, self-fulfillment, seeking personal growth and peak experience, and also an add on transcendence needs. That is in 1970s he added a new transcendence, helping other to achieve self-actualization. This is more and more important. That is the graph. It states model hierarchy. We show the first is physiological need, second is need for safety, third is need for love and belonging, fourth is esteem needs, fifth is cognitive need, sixth is aesthetic need, seven is self-actualization need, eight is transcendence needs. Self-actualization. What is self-actualization? We all remember that the highest point is self-actualization. But what is the self-actualization? Instead of focusing on psychopathology and what goes wrong with people, Maslow 1943 formulated a more positive account of human behavior which focused on what goes right. He was interested in human potential and how we fulfill that potential. Psychologist Abraham Maslow stated that human motivation is based on people seeking fulfillment and change through personal growth. Self actualized people are those who were fulfilled and doing all they were capable of. The growth of self actualization refers to the need for personal growth that is present throughout a person life. For Maslow, a person is always becoming and never remains static in this term. In self actualization, a person comes to find a meaning to life that is important to them. As each person is unique, the motivation for self actualization leads people in different directions. For some people, self actualization can be achieved through creating works of art or literature, for others, through sport, in the classroom, or within a corporate setting. It is important to note that self actualization is a continual process of becoming rather than a perfect state on edge of a happy ever after. Maslow offers the following description of self actualization. It refers to the person's desire for self fulfillment, namely, to the tendency for him to become actualized in what is his potentiality. The specific form that this needs will take will of course vary greatly from person to person. In one individual, it may take the form of the desire to be an ideal mother. In another, it may be expressed athletically. And still another, it may be expressed in painting, pictures, or invention. Characterization of self-actualization. Maslow described these 15 characteristics about the self-actualizers people. That is, they perceive reality efficiently and can tolerate uncertainty. Second, accept themselves and others for what they are. Third, spontaneous in thought and action. Very important. Spontaneous thought and action. Automatically, there is some thinking and action. Fourth is problem centered, not self centered. Fifth is unusual sense of humor. Sixth, able to look at life objectively. Seven, highly creative. Eight, resistant to enculturation but not purposefully unconventional. 9. Concern for the welfare of humanity. 10. Capable of deep appreciation of basic life experience. 11. Establish deep satisfying interpersonalism with a few people. 12. Peak experiences. That is more. This is some like some people, example the self-association man or Sachin Tendulkar or anyone who achieve more in their life. But Peak experience is the main characteristic of self-actualization man. 13 is need for privacy. 14 is democratic attitudes. 15 is strong moral or ethical standards. That is the 15 characteristics of self-actualized people. In this characteristic, any man who attain this level of self-actualization can be determined for these 15 characteristics, 15 features. Behavior leading to self-actualization. What can do to achieve this self-actualization? This is the main funda for this discussion. Experiencing life like a child with full observation and concentration, trying new things instead of sticking to safe paths, listening to your own feeling in evaluating experience instead of the voice of tradition, authority, or the majority, avoiding pretense, game playing, and being honest, being prepared to be unpopular if your views do not coincide with those of the majority, taking responsibility and working hard, trying to identify your differences, and having the courage to give them up. The characteristics of self-actualizers and the behavior leading to self-actualization are shown in the list above. All the people achieve self-actualization in their own unique way. There is no fixed way for this. In this behavior we can A to G. In this behavior we follow, then achieve this leading to self-actualization. But there is some unique way for person to person, that is called individual differences. They tend to share certain characteristics. However, self-actualization is a matter of degree. There is no perfect human beings. There are no perfect human beings. That is the main point. There is no perfect to achieve so many things. Critical evaluation. The most significant limitation of Maslow theory concerns his methodology. That is the criticism for this hierarchical needs theory. Maslow formulated the characteristic of self-actualized individual from undertaking a qualitative method called biographical analysis. That is the main problem of this hierarchical needs theory, because he analyzed these people in biographical analysis and qualitative method, not in quantitative method. And that is a methodological problem also, because we saw this in quantitative research. Data are collected and that analyzes and then generalize. But qualitative in also some degree of analysis like grounded theory and coding also used for qualitative data analysis. Okay, let's learn. He looked at the biographic and writing of 18 people he identified as being self-actualized. From these sources, he developed a list of qualities that seem characteristic of this specific group of people as opposed to humanity in general. And that is the main problem for this. Maslow identified 18 people and this self-actualization and generalize this all characteristic for self-actualized people. From a scientific perspective, there are numerous problems with this particular approach. First, it could be argued that biographical analysis as a method is extremely subjective, as it is based entirely on the opinion of the researcher. That is because biographical analysis is subject, no objectivity, because there is a biasness. It is based entirely on the opinion of the researcher. Person is always prone to bias, which reduces the validity of any data obtained. Therefore, national operational definition of self-actualization must not be blindly accepted as scientific fact. There is some critical point, and we have discussed in critical evolution. There is some criticism for this theory. That is the Maslow hierarchy needs. At first, we learn Maslow theory hierarchical needs. There is firstly he gave 5 hierarchical needs, and then add 2 and later add 1. That is total 8 hierarchical needs. In 5 hierarchical needs, the extreme point is self-actualization, and self-actualization and the 18 hierarchical needs we say transcendence needs. That is hierarchical needs theory is extreme point or extreme level of the achievement. No achievement, not, but extreme level of this hierarchical needs. That's today's lecture. There's some question arise from this. Can analysis later lecture to analyze the some Maslow question related need said or any other government school teacher related Maslow theory we can analyze in next lecture. Thank you very much for all this.